Why do 100% of true heroes risk everything? It's because some causes are so just, so urgent that standing idly by is not an option. This is the tale of John Brown, a man who chose to stand for justice, alone if necessary. In the summer of 1859, on a stormy night in Harper's Ferry, Virginia, John Brown and a small band of devoted followers made a daring stand. Their goal? To strike a blow against one of the most abhorrent institutions in history, slavery. John Brown, with former slaves and abolitionists by his side, seized the federal armory in Harper's Ferry. It was a bold plan, a spark that he believed would ignite a revolution across the South, a revolution to free every enslaved man, woman, and child. But they weren't just fighting for freedom, they were fighting for a future. Brown and his sons knew the risks. They knew the U.S. military would come for them, yet they stood firm. Then came the sound they knew was inevitable, the thunder of boots marching their way. The U.S. Army arrived under Colonel Robert E. Lee himself, ready to crush the rebellion. Brown, outnumbered and outgunned, refused to back down. For 2 days, John Brown and his men fought with unwavering courage. They were willing to give their lives for a dream, a future where no man was owned by another. But the fight was too great. Overpowered by sheer numbers, John Brown was captured. His sons lay dead beside him, having paid the ultimate price for freedom. In the days leading up to his execution, Brown stood firm, never wavering. In his final moments, he left us with a prophecy, a haunting truth that would soon become a reality. I, John Brown, am now quite certain that the crimes of this guilty land will never be purged away but with blood. And Brown was right. Just a year later, the nation would be torn apart in a bloody civil war, a war that would ultimately bring an end to slavery. John Brown's sacrifice was not in vain. It lit the fire that fueled the abolitionist movement and paved the way for a new chapter in American history. John Brown's legacy didn't end with his death. His courage continues to inspire us today. Sometimes standing up for what is right means standing alone, facing overwhelming odds, and risking everything. His story reminds us that the fight for justice is never easy, but it is always necessary. John Brown, a hero whose legacy lives on, urging us to fight for what's right, no matter the cost. History remembers those who stand for justice, even when the world stands against them. Let John Brown's sacrifice remind us that some things are worth fighting for and worth everything.